at least we follow the plan. At least we follow the plan, but it was just that at that time, because like side effect said, it's like a flip of the coin. Sometimes if you're picking heads or so, sometimes not every time to land on heads, sometimes you land on tails. So at least if you say attempt for this live session I want to do 10 trades will take now. We'll see how many times we win following the well-defined plan.
Yeah.
So if you are winning, even if you win 4 times out of 10 and you win, let's do 6 and your RR is 1 to 4, right?
Yeah.
And you're risking 0.5 because that's one thing. Because I feel the higher the risk, less like more likely you have to make mistakes. So the risks that, from what I've discovered, the risks that I'm very much most comfortable with is 0.5%. So
Yeah.
if you're risking 0.5 and you're having 1 to 4 and you just win 4 out of 10, so that means so your lost 6 losses, you've lost how many percent? You've lost 3%, right?
6 losses, 3%. Yeah.
Yeah, so 3%. And your 6 losses, 3%. You 4 times you win.
8.
You made
8.
you made I think
8. Yeah.
are you sure it's 8%?
Yeah. If you
0.5,
if you
2%. Yeah, it was 4% now.
no 8.
Yeah, yeah, it's 0.5.
Mm-hmm.
So
Each trade you win. Each trade you
1 to
win
4.
is 1 to 4.
Yeah. So each trade you win is 2%, right? Okay, that's true. That's true. 8%. Yeah. Yeah, right. I thought it was 4. It was just 2 trades. Yeah, that's true. 8%. So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So you still you see it, you still with all this, you are still up 5% at the end of the week,
10
at
trades.
the end of the 10 trades
Yeah.
with just a 4%, we're just winning 4 out of 10. So if you look at this now, this is crazy. This is something that, so let's say this is FTMO now, and yeah, to make 10%. By the end of 10 trades, you already made 5%. You should know that okay, the next 10 trades should be done making your 10%. It's not as if every time you might just win 4 times out of 10. But this is like, I'm looking at this with like I'm trying to be as pessimistic as I can be. So even if we reduce it to 3 self, we're still going to come out on top. So mind you, those 6 losses or 7 losses, you reduce the 3, should definitely affect your psychology.
Yeah.
But I think that if we are looking at it this way, it kind of like gives us a certain edge, knowing that okay, psychology will be there, that okay, we know that regardless we're still coming out on top. So we should not be afraid of
Now,
the losses, right?
the problem is if this is how we think normally when we trade every day. But where there will be a problem is inside these 4 trades now, let's say 2 trades, you missed it, or you enter the trade, something happened, you got stopped and you played out. Maybe based on your fear. So that I noticed that's what really messed up our trading psychology. Not the fact that we're taking losses. Yeah, we're taking losses, but then the good trades will mess up the good trades. That's what kills us.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Mess up the good trades. So now that's what I'm saying. We have to like make sure that we don't mess up the good ones.
How?
So now, so let's we're taking it slowly now. So
Okay.
so let's start with what's that even? I swear most of the things that are in my head are forgotten. I'm trying to remember. Okay, so let's start with a 3 plan. I've written this is a cycle. I use the word cycle. You know that it has the 3 type of 3 plan something. You have to identify your bias and you mark out your areas of interest. They enter your entry trigger. So you has identify bias, area of interest, and entry trigger. Those are like 3 kind of things. So
Yeah.
let's talk about identify bias now. First of all, so bias now. So I think I have to refresh this page because not been first of all. So let me refresh this. Hear me, right?
Yeah, can you?
Okay. Mm-mm. Ah, what's wrong? Why is it taking so long to refresh? Refresh now.
I think this going to see go down on GJ.
Oh, no, this is EJ.
EJ, yeah. Oh, I think at this pair, I
But
lost
let me close this up.
I lost 2 trades on this pair last week.
It said, let me try to close my performance.
All right.
Talking about directional bias now.
Mm.
We know how to get directional bias. We get it from the weekly, the daily, the kind of thing. So in situations like this now, directional bias. What would we call this directional bias? Guy, to be honest with you, this is on the weekly, it looks like it's ranging. If you look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a bullish, but since it was from here to this area here, it has been ranging since 2018. But if you look at it, well, that's why I looked at it at first. But what's this psychology? But the way you now looked at it, just looked at it from like something recent. So from the weekly now, we can
That
see this thing making lower lows. So it's kind of bearish in a way.
it broke structure to the downside. So if it's going up, it's going to mitigate. Hopefully, going to the downside again.
So we can see that okay, impulse correction, impulse kind of thing. But I don't know. Will I call this one correction? Because this one looks like the impulse, and this one looks like the correction. But the thing is, it doesn't really break short. So let's just
Yeah.
take this one as impulse, correction, impulse, correction. Then we have another impulse again. Then we know that okay, this
Broke
is
structure to the downside.
correction,
Yeah.
correction, right? So now in this weekly, we know that okay, in the areas looking at this weekly, we know that this is the impulse. Then the correction will get to areas like how do you put it?
Areas of
Areas like if you draw fibs around this impulse now, we know that okay,
golden zone.
our correction will be to
68%,
areas around.
70.
Let me. No. How do you do this thing? Black. Why is my fibs looking like this? Oh, wow. How do you edit your fibs?
Capacity.
Settings. I'm coming. Let me just quickly edit it. Trend line. Levels. I need 0, 32, 61. Don't need all this. All this.
You need that. You need 7078.
Okay, I need this. I don't need this.
Yeah.
I don't need this. 61.8, 7.6. Join 0.5, 0.6, 32. Okay.
You don't need 0.
I don't even need 0, sir. Then coordinate, visibility, second minute, I don't even understand. Star,
Just check it out. Check it out.
background, prices, levels, template. Okay, that's simple.
Check it out.
So this is the beginning to the end, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, I think I need 0.
Yeah.
I need 0. I definitely need 0. Then need 0. Then what else again? Background. I'm trying to make it as
Transparent.
trend line, levels line. Trend line should be black now. So transparent as possible. So this is the fib now. We know that okay, this is our range on the weekly. Then if we are looking for a correction, the correction should get into all those. So around the what they call OT range is around the
Yeah.
76, yeah, 61, 76. But that's what you should be looking for. Rejections in those areas, right? Normally we would want to draw the OB for the rejection of this
Week.
as you know, okay, even drawing the OB self, we're in the right place. So
Yeah.
so like that. So that's for the weekly, right? So now let's go into the daily now. So in the daily now, in this weekly, this thing, you can see the if you draw this, you see the white of everything. What does that mean? This is like how many days? I can imagine. So just for looking for this cell that I want to take now, see how many it is. So you know that okay, this is the correction now. We could have taken stuff of this correction, knowing that okay, this is the correction. We have taken some
Right.
buys of this correction, knowing to get into this area for sales, right?
Yeah.
So now area of interest. So now we've identified directional bias. Directional bias, we want to sell, right? Normally,
At that level.
we can still take buy trades here, but we
Yeah.
want to know that our area of interest now will be in this 76 one area to sell.
Just put a rectangle there, then delete.
I don't want to just know that it's from this place to this place here. It's from this place to the area I want to. So that's our area of interest. So anywhere we're refining to, we should be refining to somewhere in this area for sales.
Yeah.
We might even go higher ourselves, but just know that. So area of interest. That one is set there. So to get we get our area of interest now in daily. Let's go to forward to even see things better. Um, looking at this is very clean price action, guy. This is fucking clean. On the 4 hour, you can see this is an OB here, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell? Can see price came to tap it, right? So that's taking that's already it's already this is our like our change of character here. And so price came to tap into is already mitigated already. So we have this week here. That's not mitigated, right?
Yeah.
Price came down. It broke down again in the second leg. Now this area here, this is quite like a very strong kind of in the sense that this area is the one that broke off this structure. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. This structure is kind of like a rangy kind of structure, and this was like the buy so this sell to happen, right? You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Like that's like
so
the critical.
yeah, this was like the buy for this sell to happen. So this buy just carried. So it was this area here that broke this what would I call this zone now? This very strong zone that caused the buy to sell. This area here. So it was this area. So as you can draw, I even drew. I could so areas to draw for a continuation of the cell. I've taken from here. I've also taken from here. So when price, I can see the one even price went to was the one that wasn't mitigated stuff. So even if we're drawing this, we take the 50 of this candle this week, and we never even get there.
Yeah.
That means my price might even continue going up there. But price came here. So this area, first of all, it didn't really.
Give truth.
It didn't really. I don't know. We'll go to lower time frames association. So the third step was your entry this entry triggers. How do you enter now? Knowing that okay, price has gotten to your area of interest. Price got into your area of interest here. How do you enter? So on a 1 hour, price go into the area of interest here. You can see me. I won't drew something here.
Try to enter.
For a way to enter, yeah. I see. I do something here for a way to enter. Let me go to 30 minutes. You don't see it clear yourself. So on the 30 minutes, I can remember this day. Can you imagine? The one that did not enter now played that. The one that entered did not play because I wasn't even looking at display like that. So I remember this. I was in profit for a while. I can remember. So we saw price coming to the price really like slow down. You can see really slow down, guy.
Yeah.
Slow down well. So you can see price really slow down in this area. Slow down, even left inside bar like that. He created this kind of, would I say it's really a break of structure, but it was kind of a church kind of thing in a way.
Yeah. 30 minutes. Oh,
Yeah.
15 minutes.
On the 15 minutes, I should go to 15 minutes, I think.
It's going to be like a show 25 minutes.
Let me go to 15 minutes. So yeah, on 15 minutes, you'll see better. So we saw the slowing down, then came down. If you look at it on the 1 minute on 5, you might even see that okay, this is change of structure because
Yeah.
they're making lower lows then. He left. So the way to enter, the way we've been entering now. So it might be like you draw a trend line. Once you see a break, you just enter kind of thing. I don't know if you draw a trend line here. I don't know how you draw a chart. That I don't really even believe in that. But I've seen it. I've seen where it works. Yeah, I think Jeffrey Benson. That's what he does.
Yeah.
So price was making lower lows, then came here, then went up. Somebody that would have entered here now or put entry here, saying okay, that we stopped that because price just went. That's why sometimes I be like entering at the first place is always better. Because let's say I entered off here or off here, as immediately go into the OB kind of thing. I would have still been in this trade. I would not be stopped out here, right? Looking for refined entries.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's why sometimes, that's why before I used to say that. So it's best to just enter with 50 of the OP than all this refinement because you don't even know. Because all this is noise. Because I was now watching this 5 psych effects videos, like probabilities of us looking for very much more refined entries. The risk, it is more risky to enter a trade of looking for something like this than entering a trade looking for something like this, entering a trade of something like this. Exactly. It's more risky to enter this than enter a trade of with your RR or something like this. Because in most times, this one will get stopped out, and this one is less likely to get stopped out.
Yeah.
If you are in. And I noticed that with my trading. It's not so most times, it's not as if like my bias was bad or anything. It was just the type way to enter that. So once I get it this loss, I'll just leave it. And what I decided that okay, the maximum times I can take a trade off a setup. When I mean off a setup. So maximum time I want to take a trade off a setup. When I mean off a setup, like now, this is a setup. Maximum I want to raise off a setup is just, since I'm entering 0.5, just 2 times, so just 1%. So if I'm risking 1% just one time, I'm just know okay, I'm done. I can't take a trade off that setup anymore until I see another setup. Exactly. So a maximum tries I get is just 2 times, like once and second time I just get one more retry. And if that doesn't work, then forget about that setup. So that's what I will tend to do now, first of all. Then secondly, I don't know, I don't really know the idea about stacking or entering with small lot first, then trying to enter bigger later has not really been my thing, because I feel the bigger ones you want to enter first. If you enter the bigger one from the top, you'll be more safer than entering the bigger one from the bottom midpoint. Yeah, because price can easily just go back and take out that bigger one. And you see, like, what in your mind, not like I would have entered with a bigger lot here, or at least you know you'll be seeing something close to like that kind of thing. So That's not how I want to. So let's go back to this trade now. So this push up, then this push down. It broke kind of broke so it didn't really close, yeah. But this is the 15 minutes. On the 1 minute, 5 minutes, you'd have seen okay, this stuff actually came down, broke down. So that's why it shows this area because I refined this thing. So the 1 minute or so, and I got this entry here. Then you can see price left, came back inside. Following my rules I used to follow before.
Would have been at
This
break-even.
yeah, exactly. And that's what even happened. So that's what happened. It took me out I break even because I put break even when the thing went lower. Put prices I break even. And just took me out I break even zero. So now this is not a bad trade, is it? It's not a bad trade.
No.
It wasn't a it followed the plan, it was in an OB. Another thing I want to say is I want to be taking trades off very good supplies and very good demand. Because that's what I want to do now. Looking at this thing on and it's so supply demand kind of thing. Let me reset this thing. Looking at things, so like this area that we're off from on the 4 hour, it's a good what they call it. It's a good supply area. So taking this trade off, it was okay. I knew it was in a good supply area first of all. I'm waiting for this, then things like that, blah blah blah, to take it to the downside, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really a bad trade. You can see it followed rules.
Yeah, it's not bad trade at all.
Got a supply area, got a area of interest, even refined it to the 4 hour, took this OB, price came into your point of interest, look for way to enter, and we entered. The way to enter was we saw
changing character,
change of structure, yeah, change of character, not really change of structure, but change of character. We entered off that change of character, and we got out our break even, right? Because the thing is, there's every tendency, because knowing this, would have known that okay, there was still liquidity up here, but the price would have wanted to come down, come to take, right? And even regardless of that, nothing is set in stone. There's no guarantee that okay, it's just going to come here, boom, I'm just going to continue going right. Looking at this itself, and see this curvature. So looking like okay, this first of all, this is like kind of like an accumulation. If you want to wipe up this thing, your lunar supply, your what they call it, your SC, your AR kind of, and this was your spring, then this was your STB, then ST, sorry. Then when it broke out of this is your last STB. This would have been a very good area to take the trade, just looking at it off, wipe off kind of thing. It would have been a very good area to take a buy off, and would have made lots of, because the RR on this thing, if you find a way to refine it. Let's even try and refine it. Let's see. Let's see how would have entered this market.
Go to 3 hours.
I would have entered this, knowing that okay, we've seen this accumulation. Okay, I remember I drew this thing looking for continuations of sell.
Yeah.
So forgetting that okay, this is in okay, so then would have not known that okay, this would have been the ending of the whole push down.
Yeah.
Right. So entry for sales here
was valid because it was an area where price could mitigate and continue selling.
It's an area where price could mitigate, but that's where we're getting it wrong now. We should not be looking to enter from areas. Okay, you can enter from here, Sha, because it broke structure, everything. Yeah. It's not really bad, sure, but to get like optimal trades, optimal kind of setups where you know that okay, it's most likely going to your probability of you losing is way less. Is entering off the discount price. That's like the fifth area that we've established here now. That's that 50, 61.8, 71.6 areas. You get?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go back to knowing that this is kind of like a retrace, and you can see the accumulation on the lower time from the 4 hour and something. Then going to, let's look for bits that we could have entered that.
You need to put 3 hours, 2 hours.
Right. We want to go to 2 hours, 2 hours.
Yeah, it's very important.
Okay, so first of all, looking at the 4 hours, we have seen that okay, he left this OB then pushed up kind of thing. I was
Yeah.
looking out of that range. Then we'll be looking for price to come into this point of area of interest.
Yeah.
So PY kind of area. So you say go into the 2 hour. I don't really have 2 hours there, but
You can add it.
I don't.
No,
I prefer 1 hour.
No, you can add the star. Just add the star. Like
I know, and I'll add it
no, put
later.
4. We need 3 hours first. Put 3 hours.
Okay, 3 hours, not 2 hours.
Then we'll go to 2 hours. There's process.
So
Try to
look,
file.
this is the 3 hours.
Okay.
This is the accumulation, your spring, your test, and this was your last. I think this is your LPSY, the LPS, last point of premium supply for this push up.
The
So
OB
we would have
still.
come knowing that we want to take the trade off the LPSY or off off the OB. So no way, this one we didn't really get that sell because although this is a valid place because you can see the supply there, looking at okay, this is a valid place to get in, but price kind of came close to that area. Though this is
Already.
very much defined already, and he left.
Yeah.
And even came back here, sir, at some point. Him did this festival. Came very close to it. Almost even tapped itself, tapped the area and left. So it's kind of left and created this. So it now formed the D2S, demand to supply. So it came off the demand and formed the supply and just left. So confirming the even accumulation kind of thing for your Wyckoff LPSY. So now looking for this, so also I've entered this thing now. I don't know what you're looking for in these 3 hours. Though,
No, it's just a process. I've noticed that while I observe in the market, for you to get refinement to the perfect OB, you must go through the time frames accordingly and continue to like refine it. You cannot just go to lower time frame and put it there. You might have like lost track of the main OB if you go straight to lower time frame. But if you keep going from time frame to time frame, you see that you see being track. Like just as you go, maybe there'll be an example that will show you that you will understand.
Trend lines. If you want to add trend lines for it, I've taken this thing. Things still follow trend line.
Yep.
Still follow trend line, but we don't do that. So that aside, so 3 hours. Yeah.
Go to 2 hours.
2 hours, same thing. It's basically the same thing to me.
Yeah,
so 2 hours.
It's a process. It's the same thing. Go to
same,
1 hour.
Same area of interest, same POI kind of area. So I think this would be it. This is it. First of all.
1 hour there, fine.
Then 1 hour finally coming to. So first off, we saw price into this on the 1 hour to refine this thing on the 1 hour. Because normally this is the area of the whole divergences, and to refine this thing on the 1 hour is this is the last candle, the last down candle, right?
Yep.
Of which you can even see price came into.
Enter 30 minutes. You so just see
30 minutes.
You will see magic. 30 minutes.
I go into 30 minutes, so I even go into 15 minutes. I enter most times I enter 5 minutes for that kind of thing. So I'm really trying to drive at something. What drive on trade? Okay, so 30 minutes, almost the same thing. Not much.
Now at this point you cannot say okay, yeah, I can go to the 5 minutes. But you can still take it 15, 5, but then
so 30 minutes. This is this thing, yeah. So first of all, we saw price did this, took his time. The pressure wasn't really there. Then he came back down with some kind of force. then stalled for a while. If you see this area, so it kind of reacted off there small, did some kind of children that came again, boom. So knowing that, okay, normally first of all, it came inside the POI, but we can't enter it because it's not the last year. It's just it came back again. I'm sure even if we draw the fifth step of this push to the end of it, we'd have seen okay. This should know that okay, we've taken by some of this area. So let's say this the initial first of things first of all. Because I've just taken off the 50 and put stuff there. The RR will be pretty sharp. I'll still get back.
It didn't get interesting. Okay, for the
Um,
bigger OB.
Yeah, for the bigger one. The smaller one now. The smaller one price did this. If you check the 15 minutes, because looking at it, this week came and cleared everything out, right?
Yeah. So that week now,
So yeah, exactly. That week is the
on
one
5 minutes, you said
is the one we even be focused on. I don't really want to go that low because I feel should be able to find this area again to be hard. So looking at this now, could have known that okay, it's from the areas of this week should now be looking to enter. And I'm sure if we look down even lower, we'll see some kind of okay, this one happened really fast, yeah. So I don't think we've seen any kind of switch or something.
Take it 1 minute. It would have happened.
Let me check 5 minutes. Let me know if I'll see something. Yeah, I think this is the lowest I can. This is why I need this replay thing. That would be easier for us. Okay, so first of all, let's even check self.
Yeah, so they give church.
Yeah, I want to check if
There was an OB.
if where we find is even where. Okay, if you look at it, you can imagine that week it was even a perfect area. So
Yeah.
you can't even find it to this very small.
No,
What do you
no.
call it? Very small inside back handle because that's the point of putting it inside back in there.
Just use a line, use the horizontal line and mark. Looking for the body. Oh man, I would mark OB.
Yeah, so this is like around 50 of the kind of thing. So that's it. So even the way we refined to is even perfect self of that week because if you look at the week, this is like the last kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you can see how perfectly price came back to it. So
okay.
it was just perfect. Yeah, this trade was just perfect in every sense. In every sense, because now we're at 5 minutes. See how price stalled, then finally was here. Nobody would have been watching here. Price stop came into our area of press.
Broke structure to the outside.
Came again, kind of made the kind of equal lows that you know the liquidity will be grabbed from it. But you would have not really known. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is the last time or something. Then I want to enter off here. Well, came back here, came back here, came back here again. And finally, this was like the manipulation or something that grabbed liquidity. With the manipulation, it came right to the 50 of, and even I'm sure it tapped the FVG of that inside bar. So we would have taken it off this 50. Normal trading rules, because that's our distance. Take it off the 50, right? Off the 50 of the refined area. I think this is the 50.
Yeah.
And it would have been perfect.
So normally, what I do nowadays, this is what I do. I take this choke that happened here on 5 minutes, it would have been the same thing 1 minute. So this last candle, come so you can see my mouse.
So this one was really impulsive. So it wasn't. This is a special case. Right? It wasn't really. It didn't really give us choke. You can enter off choke.
See,
You can
so
enter
this
off.
is this is why I would have put my entry. This OB, this entire
Yeah.
OB set, so around there, and
Yeah.
would have been triggered in. My stops would have
Yeah.
been here still at
Okay.
this bottom. So at this point, if price break here, that's when I would have moved my entry to break even. So
Okay.
on price in break, it came back again and then finally went. So would have still
Let me get this straight. So you have said your entry would have been here.
let me mark it up. Let me see.
Okay.
Okay, no need to mark it up, Abi.
How
Let me
come?
just
Let me just. Don't need to mark it up. Just put the stuff. So
entry.
your entry would have been here, right?
Yeah,
Then your stops will say your stops. This is actually making math. Your stops is just below the.
the OB I refined and got triggered off. That's like
Okay, that means
I
this
never
one.
take the entire OB.
That
No,
means this one.
normally it's meant to be. It's meant. What I was thinking these days, because this past few days, price just
Mm,
comes there and goes away without even coming back again. So
yeah,
I was thinking of like, why don't I just take my stops?
exactly.
But then the account I'm trading now, I can't do that. So
Mm,
apart from that, Sha, if I just made it, I can also easily make my 1 to 5 and get out of the market.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah. But
very
now,
easy. Yeah.
but
And
on this,
I'm sure if you find this thing on the 1 minute, this small thing area, and just take it off there, this would have
yeah,
given you like 1 to 5 already.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what I've been happening. Like,
But the thing is, it's not really. You can't be too sure. Yeah, that's the thing. Can't be
yeah,
too sure.
but it's like normally this is it's the same setup. It would have still given me the same setup in the 1 minute, exactly the same because
Yeah.
there's so much difference. This break construction would have been the same. Then I would have waited for price to come back to the course. So which you have mitigated the and so finally came back here. It triggered us in. My stops would have been below this exactly below it. I don't yeah below it because I know that I already have this cushion. I consider this low equation you get
Yeah.
for price to still come and mitigate it, but then as long as it's here, it won't come below it based on what I've seen so far. So
So
yeah, this would
now
have been a
the
perfect
thing is,
entry.
would have not known for sure if this, because this looks like a weak low to me. So I will know that okay, maybe something was still coming to. But I think on 1 minute you will not really see it last time.
As long as it triggers, that will be good.
So yeah. So back to what we're saying now. This is not bad. This is not bad. This is not bad actually. Taking off here and stops just below this area here.
Yeah,
To be honest, I would have, if I want to take this in off there, then I'll put my stops just below. And this is not bad actually. That's what I was trying to let you know, that sometimes the rate RR doesn't have to be mad. This,
yeah.
looking at this, if you put it on the 1 hour set, you see that this RR is still mad, because this is already like, let's go to 1 hour. Let's see what's the RR with that, even that 12 pip stops. Um, from You can imagine knowing that okay, it's coming from LPS, a guy would have aimed for.
The top
I
of
don't even know,
the structure
aim
first of
for
all.
aim for. Guy, just look at this. This is like, if you aim for this next area for you to sell, no, you're riding for a long time. This is already 1 to 8, and that's with a 12 pip stop, which is crazy. And he hit TP. No jokes. He actually hit TP. So it's not a bad thing to have wide I might be skeptical, though. I might not take it off there. So let's say I'll just put it around. Let's say I'll just take like a 1 to 5, 1 to 6, then maybe take out almost 80%, then leave the rest to run. So because that's what I want to be doing now. So it's like this is already like a 1 to 6. Take a 1 to 6, take out like 5 of it and leave the rest to run. You might get to your final TP here. So that's not bad.
But
If you
then
take it, okay. So
then
now, so let's tell me that one.
I still consider that. So I was thinking in my head like, okay, I should be doing that. But then let's say, okay, yeah, you're seeing 6% already. Hmm?
Yeah,
Now you take out 5.
6 hours, not really 6%. That's
Okay,
3%.
I know, I'm not using percent. Let me just use one. Understand?
Yeah,
I'm seeing 6% already now. Yeah.
yeah.
if it gets to this place, it's going to give me 8%, right?
Yeah.
So now, okay, this is my TP, and I know that I have to take out some catch when I'm seeing rejection. I just take out like 8% of profit. So if I take
Mm.
8%, that's like, okay, let's say I take out 5%, I left 1%. From this
Mm.
point to this point, I won't even make up to like 6% anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like 6 point something percent. So
Yeah.
why don't I just stop giving myself so much headache and just take everything else?
Yeah. Take everything out, Abi.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's why I just say, okay, this 1 to 5 is the best thing ever. I'll just take everything out.
That works. So let's talk about, so now we have two types of entry now, and this is our entry. You have two types of entry now. I have church. This is what we wanted to write it. We have two types of entry. Types of entry. What am I typing?
You're writing typo.
We have our church. Church 1 minute, Abi, 1 minute or 5 minutes. 1 minute / 5 minutes. It depends on where you're looking at it. Then we have a normal OB 50%, 50% refined entry. So those are, so now these are the only two types of entry that we have now.
Yeah.
So going against these two things, just know you're going against
Yeah.
you're going against the plan. So that now we've established that. Let's continue. So the stop loss thing, what I was trying to say was that if taking off the 50 of this OV, I think this 50 of this refined, this is 50.
Yeah.
I'll put my stops, like I already put the stops should not be too tight. So I'll put my stops way below it. So just in case something wants to happen. So I might even put my stop like 9 pips or 10 pips. And this is even like 1 to 7 already. So there's and looking at this, we know that okay, these are last point of primary supply. And we're going to the discounted areas to sell off, right? So this taking TP off here is even good to say this. It's even like being pessimistic because I even have aimed for somewhere
At
close
least
to
61.8. Yeah. 68.1.
yeah. So now we've talked about that trade. Let's go back to our sell kind of thing. So now we saw that our price left here, came back here, and it gave us this break even and went to tap into that, what do you call it?
H4OB.
Tapped into that. I think this is even fib something.
No, it's H4OB.
Okay, this is H4. Yeah, this is H4. Yeah, that's true. Abi?
Yeah, check it out.
Okay. So yeah, so price went there and it didn't really give any. I don't know. I think we would have seen church from there, self, because that would have been perfect place to enter, self. Because let me go to the 30 minutes. Let me see if there was. So now we know that we're into the discounted area.
Yeah.
Looking for sales. Exactly. Then we saw this push up, very mighty push up there. I don't know if you drew a trend line here, you probably would have seen a way to enter. That what they call that Jeffrey Benson type of way to enter. We see kind of way to enter. You draw. I don't know how you draw the trend line here, only 1 minute or so. I said, what price? It came down impulsively after this buy to, so we can know that okay, this is buy to say came down and broke to the downside. Yes, normally we would have looking for areas to mark up. I know me.
This one, you can get to 1 minute in this time frame now.
Yeah, you can get. Normally I'm looking for areas to mark up from this areas of So no, okay, normally this looks like a very good area. I would like very good area to mark up for.
That or the one below.
This no, the one below is still holds, but what have we learned from all these things? This one has not been mitigated, so there's still liquidity here. So we should have known that okay.
Okay.
But price still went to GG you there. So I'm sure in the 5 minutes that I won't send something more. So let's just check the 5 minutes just to make sure that okay. Feel all righteousness on this. Same ones that we're seeing EJ, we're not seeing anything on EJ. See how many opportunities. Just looking at the EJ. So looking at this now. Let's go back here. Can see this very choppy.
Everything was mitigated. everything was
mitigated.
everything.
So you can imagine.
That's
So
why
it
you
was
know
just this one. That's why I did not hold. It was just this one that was not mitigated. You can imagine.
Yeah.
That's why I did not. So it's even good self to even go to lower time frames to see
I tell you,
what the hell is happening there.
I tell
So
you.
that would have been it. I'm sure price even went there. So the ones that wasn't mitigated. And everything was like, if you want to take this lower one is still valid, but it was one that this is the last area that now broke.
Yeah.
But I think you have gotten in here, but it was just short that have come and stop here after break even. So yeah, then it took some time. Then finally, this would have been the perfect place to enter. So number one, we didn't enter from there. Perfect way to enter. Following rules. Price took some time again. Created all these equal lows, then finally broke. I think this was the area I marked off on the 15 minutes. I didn't mark it up on the phone. If I marked it on 5 minutes, it would have been mitigated, came down. So it would have been this area.
Yeah.
It would have been this one, right? That wasn't mitigated. And this one is also there too, but sometimes I know sometimes I'm marked up here too, but
so most times I just go for the extreme and I just take the entire OB. It just works.
yeah.
Let's stress.
Price left very well, broke structure, everything. Let me even leave this. Let me go back to 15. So price left, broke structure, everything. As you can see, on this 5 minutes, that 5 minutes in the middle, and price exactly went there. I tapped it. So the thing is, it's okay. Normally, if you just took off that OB, you took your entry here, I'm sure just marking off that OB, your stops would have been, how do I put it?
Smaller.
Your stops would have been very small. Just I'm sure if you just refine that OB, I think the OB ended somewhere around here or so.
Yeah.
So there have been like a 3.5 pips or something. Let's say something like this. This already wants to mad. Well, the thing is, it's more risky this way because that's why Vertex has this
confirmation of
very mad RR kind of thing. So there's still a confirmation within this confirmation. This is your confirmation within your confirmation. Take it down here. So, but the thing, what I'm trying to drive at is, it's still okay to have your wide stops wide, because even if you are taking out, it's still okay to have your stuff just above. This is you just 1 to 4 is still okay. That to kill yourself. At least this one, I'll be more comfortable. Do you know how do I mean I'll be more comfortable? Knowing that, okay, even if you want to be something, I know that I've taken account for everything above, everything in this OB. So knowing that, okay, this is the last OB and I've taken account of everything, knowing that, okay, if this area did not hold, and let's say somewhere around here now who held, I will not feel bad knowing that, okay, I did not just hold or something, or I want to enter here because you only get 2 tries.
Yeah.
Cannot enter here. Let's say you enter here again. It's not finally around here, not held. Because this is just a prime example of how this place held. But it's not always the case like this. Sometimes this place doesn't know that he can come back and even weak somewhere up here. And knowing that I took account of everything, I'll still be okay knowing that I got a 1 to 4, 1 to 5. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because Miley, this is still like a month of 4. If you account for everything here, this is
It,
like a month of 4.
fine,
Meaning that
fine, you'll be
I
okay.
accounted.
You'll be
I would
okay.
know, I'll be at ease.
But
My mind
now,
will be at ease. Yeah.
the problem is, how long did it take you to get that one to four? Just check the time. Check the duration. That's 2 days.
Yeah.
Will you be able to hold that trade for 2 days?
Is it 2 days? 11th, 12th. That's the thing. That's on that
So
good point.
now, see
That's on
what
that good point.
see
That's on that.
you got to like more than 50% of the move already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the next morning, you are seeing yourself back at break even. How will you
Yeah.
feel?
Exactly.
By now,
Exactly,
at
bro.
least by now, you would have moved your stops already.
Yeah.
Break even.
Yeah.
So it
And they're
stopped you out.
picking out.
So all this you need to consider. Imagine if you had refined also, it played out for you. You would have gone out at this point with your 1 to 5 and you rest.
Yeah. Exactly. So there are so many, how do I put it, so many intricacies to all these things.
You need to consider.
So it just so there are a lot of variables to consider. If you've taken off this second kind of confirmation to a confirmation, that played out perfectly well. But knowing, you'd have known that, okay, your point of invalidation was here. So I don't know, you might be scared. Guy, I'll be scared. I'll have put stops like entry. I'll be taken out already, to be honest. So let me not
But
do as
the thing is, this is why I observed last week. Mark your 1 hour OB. No need to stress myself too much. This was
yeah, this is
a
1 hour OB.
1 hour
Exactly.
OB. Yeah,
Yeah.
or 30 minutes OB for 1 hour. Now you go and refine it. I'll go through 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, refine it to the one I have seen that it's really clear. If it's once I see that it's clear enough, I refine it. Go to 1 minute time frame, wait for change. That's what I do. So let's say let me just try to refine this one now. Okay, which you've done already. You refined it to this one, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's it already.
Okay, let me just go to that 5 minutes. I wish I could go to the 5 minutes and actually draw out the stop, but no need for that. So I'll go to 1 minute time frame now. 1 minute time frame. Wait for price to come in. I'll see that long week. That's evil. I noticed that when market wants to close it, there was a position I entered on EU.
Delete that thing. Delete
this.
Wait, let me go to where you're going to. Just chill. I know where you're going to.
I noticed that when market wants to close, there's always a week. I entered the trade on EU at market close. It triggered and it was going. market just quit. I closed it.
So looking at this now, this has been your 1 minute count.
So 2 minutes.
So you'd have drawn your trend line.
I don't at this point, okay, yeah, it's possible. That's another way of entering. You draw a trend line. When it breaks, you wait for the retest. Beautiful. You're done. Or what I do is
just this one setup now, guy. There are so many ways you can chop. That chop from here. That chop from the confirmation of confirmation.
So just imagine, like immediately price touch and reject off this level. Immediately touch and reject. I know, okay, yes, this is it. This level has confirmed whoever I want to confirm. Now, see, it's broke structure. This was the high. It broke. You could consider this as a low. You could consider it as a low, depending on how you see the market. But now, this was structure it broke actually. If I'm looking at it well, it broke this. It came back to retest this OB. Personally, exactly. I would have missed this because I would have been considering taking it from this, but this OB was still clear. Just that what I want is I want the extreme OB.
That's one thing I noticed. When price has a change of character, when it has like a, what they call it, I used to call it change of character, but it's kind of like a, what they call it, it's kind of like a structure. When it does this buy to sell kind of thing, it doesn't really come back to this top this in that. So it comes back to, when it breaks again, it comes back to this one that now breaks this initial consolidation here. So it's now this one that I now respect.
Okay, exactly. let's say you miss this, right? You miss this, but this place you still mark it up. You're still waiting. I doubt if you're able to wait. But this was like how many hours before it came back again and it triggered you perfectly. So that okay, let's say it triggered you, but then you're still skeptical. It gave you choke, broke structure to the downside.
Same thing that happened again. Same thing.
Then you take this entire OB, this entire candle. That I do. I take the entire candle. I don't
Yeah,
care.
wait, let me show you something. Same thing that happened again. This same consolidation, then you buy, then the sell that broke it. The sell that broke it. This one did not really break it. It was this one that finally broke it. This is the OB. See, mitigation down. I think it still went back up, in a way before
It never go back up. It never.
It went back up, but it didn't really go back to like the really to the point of validation.
So at this point, you would have gotten your 1 to 5. You might say, okay, I want to get out of the market, or
exactly.
you can take your 5 and leave the rest to run for the higher time frame target. At least that one, you know that okay, I've gotten 1 to 5. Maybe you take 4.5, you leave 0.5. That's 0.5. If you run to the higher time frame target, it might still give you like another 5%. That's
the reasons why I was even doing all these evaluations first was something that really annoyed me was this last week. It was really annoying me. Last week of trading. Let's go to it. I think it was UJ. No, UJ. UJ, exactly. So UJ, first of all, looking at UJ, let's go to the daily first of all. I've been trading UJ for a while. No, okay, it did this kind of rallies and the buy trends, daily buy bars, very strong buy bars, broke here. This was the accumulation phase, and this is like the distribution phase 1. Then redistribution again, distribution like I'll be reaccumulation again because this was the impulse for distribution. Then you reaccumulated again, gather more liquidity momentum to push this thing up again. And now currently we're in like a kind of what they call it, accumulation again or redistribution, whichever one it is. So on the 4-hour, knowing that okay, we're in like a mini downtrend in a way, or it can be a full-fledged downtrend in the long run. But yeah, you can see the curvature and everything, price mitigating, playing out well, this and this. This push up, let's say I for granted, I did not take anything with this push up, anything. I was trying to look for sales normally, which is not a bad thing because first of all, if I marked it up, I would have not been looking for sales here. It might not be fucked up here because if I draw my fibs now, from the where the move started to the end of it, where it ended, right? This was where it ended, right?
Yeah. I don't think that's where we draw a fib from. I think the higher point.
Let's just say I drew from here. Okay, if you have said from here, Abby. But
no,
this one.
Higher. From here.
Okay, no. This was not really.
Look at it. Let me show you.
That area
this is a move area. Down. Like look, price broke structure to the downside, yeah. Broke structure to the upside. Now,
yeah, exactly.
So this is the low. So before it broke this low,
I'm sure
all this happened.
Maybe I should stop drawing my fibs on the 4-hour. I'm coming. Wait, don't. Let me see something. Delete for daily. Let's see on the daily. So this is exactly this is your whole push down. So
yeah,
this was the strong low and strong high. So yeah, you're right. So looking at it, it's like the daily I'll be drawing fibs from. So I would have known that okay, on the daily, drawing here to here, I've known that the discount areas, I should not even be looking for sales off. You can see small time sales, but the main move sell was here, and that was what I was waiting for. So let's go back to what I was trying to say now. So on the 4 hours, I marked up here. First of all, okay, this I refined this sharp. But if you look at the whole OB thing,
Yeah.
because this is a valid OB for itself, because the price broke, so broke again. Okay, my also look at here also that is not mitigated. Yes, right. So this was not mitigated, and I think I still have an area somewhere around here. That those are the only last areas that are not been mitigated. I had here and here. So knowing I want to sell, price came here to that OB that I refined. It took a while off it. 1 hour, 2 hours in this area kind of broke down and went up again, knowing that this stupid pair is evil. But looking at it, on the 1 hour, it has not really broken any kind of key. It has not really given the 1 hour church or something, but I'm sure lower time frame I've seen some church here. So this to the upside, boom. Well, let me just go to, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What really made me angry was I at this point here, knowing that okay, it seems like price has reached the extreme kind of thing. Because now I'm like, okay, if he wants to continue going up, first of all, then it's just invalidating everything. Then you know that okay, this accumulation is over. Then it's going for another impulsive phase again, pushing to the upside kind of thing. Just going to continue upwards like that. Because the last point of invalidation I really had left was just this area here. And this was, if you look at this well, this was your buy to sell, then choose, be your OB price came back exactly, came down. Then this is the area. This is the one that really is the one that we should be looking at. Yeah, and exactly, it came back there. It just took grab some liquidity, just a little bit above, and started selling. So what I was trying to say, knowing that and looking at everything, I saw all this. It was Asia exactly. I saw all this little change of character, church, everything. So what even happened was I think I entered off. Let me go to 5 minutes if I can see it. It was really annoying because I think it was around 3 or so. I entered off, I think off break.
I think you said you entered.
What was it again?
What did I do?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's going on? So entered off here. I think it was here. It was here. It was here. Because I was like, okay, price, this one broke structures. If you look at the structure kind of thing, kind of broke again. So it was not really like a bad area to enter, but price still went. In my mind, I'm like, okay, and it stopped me out. Stopped me out with this thing here. So in my mind, I'm like, why, knowing that okay, this is a very strong area, why did I not just, because if I had just done this, I was looking for mad RR. As mad, like, because the thing is, price didn't really get above it. If I, okay, let's say I enter for me, if I had just taken this thing off, you can imagine this thing was fifth stop. If I just put this thing above, put my stop above, knowing that I would have still been, when I wake up in the morning around 8 something, guy, I would have still been in this trade. Would have not been a loss trade. Although I lost more, I think I lost how many, like $20 or so. But all these small losses like that, you don't enter, you take $20 loss, just play kind of. I don't want to be doing all that. Before you know, it accumulated to 1% of all these small and you'll be like, this and that, this and that, this and that. If I just done that, just taking above this thing, I would have still been in trade this morning and I'll be running a 1-2 by around 3 o'clock that day. I'd have running a 1 to 8 Can you imagine? So they didn't really, it really got me pissed off. Like, what the hell am I doing? Why did I do that? Why did I put the stop loss so tight? It doesn't even necessarily. That's why I even wrote here. It doesn't necessarily, stop shouldn't be too tight. Yeah, what am I afraid of? Why am I? I'm just incurring more problems for myself, knowing that okay, it's more likely not going to hold by making the stop loss so tight like that. Just sometimes just let it be. Just do the risk. Just do not just enter off play kind of thing. Enter, because what I did, I just enter 1.0 and just put very tight something and
Yeah.
hoping for the best and that kind of thing. But that's not the way I should be trading. I should not be trading like that. Because this would have been a very beautiful. Just look at this 1 to 8. By the time I wake up, let's say I wake up around 8, 9, I already say, okay, I've seen, okay, I'm blue, just leave the letting run, give it comes back. Now I'm not looking for ways to get back in this, and I mark this place here, I mark this place now. Price came here, it didn't really get to me. Nice, seems like it's pushing down already. I'm already missing this thing now. So this is what I'm trying to say. The trades that we're supposed to take, we'll do something that'll fuck it up.
Yeah.
And now the one I'm not waiting for now, you missed one, missed two. So that's really the point of me now doing this whole evaluation thing, because like I'm not liking the way this thing really played out, because it was really annoying. The 1 to 8 I just missed.
I think I marked up this place also.
It's all good though now. Now looking at it, the reason why I did not mark up here was if this place doesn't hold, then definitely this place is not going. This is very weak, because we know that we still have liquidity up here. The price will definitely want to come on. So this is so now that this area is even looking like it's invalid, because I don't know, maybe he wants to come back at the entry and just continue selling or something. But if he does it, then this is the area I want to enter. My next point of interest next. This is the area I want to enter off now. So for a sell kind of thing. But most funny thing is sometimes if it might just continue and just bounce off here. And if it's bouncing off here, I have to wait for chosen. I cannot just enter up to 50 again. So that's what I even want to add. So when price is coming off its supply, knowing that okay, it might just be there and just wait for truth. It's not, except if it's coming as the first time kind of thing. That's when you enter at 50. Yeah. So except if it's like it's coming, like, how do I put it? So this is already the first touch of the whole push up, if you remember. This is already the first touch, already left. Yeah, exactly. So except if it's coming off the first touch, I should take the 50. If it's coming off the second touch, then it should be church. Let me write that down. Except if it's coming off touch. Take the 50%. If not, wait for huge. So yeah, so that's basically everything now. That's it. So now we're done with that. We can go back to analysis or something.
That is nice. Let me I want to pause this recording first.
Yeah.
So okay, that is that for this video. So
yeah, that's so
you guys
we
take
did
care.
video mad though.